Let us start the discussion of 11th May 2015 newspaper. Now the first issue is about the Bangladesh. With regard to Bangladesh, there are two issues. The first thing is the government is trying to grant citizenship to Hindus from Bangladesh. In this case, there are two things we need to So, in this, let us think about the situation of minorities. The Hindus are the minorities in Bangladesh. These minorities who are the victims of religious persecution, they shall not be treated on par with the other illegal immigrants from Bangladesh. That is the first thing. In this case, two NGOs, one is Swajan, Bimal Anshu Roy Foundation, they filed a case. In this case, initially, Supreme Court made Assam as one of the party to it. Later, it has made 18 states which are having this immigrant Bangladeshi Hindus as the party to this case. The present government wants to pursue this and initially wanted to grant a refugee status followed by a citizenship status. That is what is the essence of this article. And this article is bound to evolve further in the coming days. We will see it later. And the next is a very good article. This is about the breakthrough in India-Bangladesh ties. So regarding this, the July 7th, 2014, India and Bangladesh had the maritime boundary agreement. Though this maritime boundary agreement went in favor of Bangladesh, it is described more as a win-win situation for both Bangladesh and India. Now you can see that this is what is the final award of Permanent Arbitration Tribunal with regard to the maritime boundary. Because of this, the increased exploration of oil and natural gas is observed in this area. Already Bangladesh is talking about being a blue economy through exploration of the natural gas and other resources. It also going to strengthen the relationships among the BIMSTEC because India-Bangladesh boundary agreement was solved. Similarly, Bangladesh and Myanmar agreement is solved. On the side of India, India got New Moor Islands or South Talapatti. And the third thing is, the fishermen now have the defined boundaries. And the coastal and maritime security can be improved now as the boundaries are clearly defined. Along with that, what he talks about is the land boundary agreement. It has given impetus to the neighbors first policy of the existing NDA government. Now, what are the other issues? One is exports. There is a huge trade deficit for Bangladesh with India. Indian exports almost got doubled to $6.1 billion, but Bangladesh imports to India stand around $643 million. And in this context, the reduction of the transaction costs through improved connectivity and also reduction of the non-tariff barriers, providing for better market to the Bangladeshi textiles, will reduce the trade deficit of Bangladesh with India. And next is on energy front, the Behrampur-Behramara transmission grid and Palatana power project, coal-powered plant at Rampal, friendship pipeline at Siliguri. These important initiatives are towards providing for energy security to the Bangladesh. You know that the Bangladesh is a huge energy deficit country, and especially the northeastern India to Bangladesh there is an energy supply, and we are borrowing similarly. It's a win-win situation. We supply the energy and we take the natural resource from them. So it means that so India is getting benefited out of this and Bangladesh is also getting benefited in both the ways. And the rail connectivity also can be improved and to enhance the people-to-people contacts with Bangladesh. Now already we made a currency swap agreement with Sri Lanka. Now if we can also make a similar currency swap agreement with Bangladesh, then it will provide for a liquid, it provides for the liquidity to Bangladesh in the times of crisis. So these are the points. So first thing is the land boundary agreement and maritime boundary agreement. They have brought in goodwill to the Bangladesh, and also they are kind of kept a restraint on the penetration of the China into Bangladesh. And the second thing is Indian exports are doubled but not the Bangladesh exports. It means the trade deficit has to be covered. And the other thing is the connectivity, infrastructure, energy. These are the three major areas of cooperation. On energy front, already Behrampur Bermara transmission grid is working, and Palatana power project, and coal-based plant at Rampal, and the Siliguri friendship pipeline. All these are the important initiatives. And with regard to connectivity, waterways, connectivity to through waterways, because the Ganga is connecting both the countries, it can be developed for. So these are the future prospects of the cooperation. Just going into the past, I tried to cover this maritime boundary agreement, in which 19,467 square kilometer of area out of 25,602 square kilometers a disputed area, it went to the Bangladesh. But India got the sovereignty over the Numur Islands. So because of this predictability, this gas-rich region is going to be a future gold mine with regard to exploration is concerned. And next is with regard to the untouchables in India, or else with regard to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and their social status in India. Now, if you carefully observe, in spite of providing for affirmative actions and many other benefits, the social discrimination still persists in the Indian society. Now, the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has clearly said that Indian villages are the sinks of localism, dens of ignorance, and narrow-mindedness. So now, the affirmative action has improved, which has provided for improved access to the government jobs in the for these scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, and the political representation also increased through special reserved seats for them, especially even it is increased in the 73rd, 74th Amendment Act, and also originally in the Constitution itself, 332, 335, these articles if you see. And next is the legal protection with regard to the Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act, Civil Rights Protection Act, all these have provided for the legal protection. Because of these things, there is a swift action from the law enforcement agencies whenever there is an incidence of discrimination against these people. But however, in spite of these legal measures, unless we have a progressive social consciousness developed in the country, we cannot really bring in social justice. So how to develop this pro-social consciousness? Our consciousness of equality among the people. Now, few days back, there was an article in Hindu that says that there is huge the deficit, that is a diversity deficit among the political parties in India. All the political parties at the highest leadership level, they are occupied by the people from the upper caste, and also the people with a higher education, and their decision making is highly centralized. It means that the parties do not reflect the gender, social, and age composition of the society. So in this case, unless the leadership from the Dalits, if they are not being given the priority or access to the decision-making bodies in the government, in the political parties, this progressive social change will not occur. So without this progressive social change, the social justice will be relatively a far dream for India. And next is Rohingya's land in Indonesia. So just I wanted to bring attention to these Rohingyas. These are the minority Muslims or minorities in Myanmar, because there are attacks on these Rohingyas by the Buddhists over there. So the plight of these Rohingyas was discussed when Mr. President Obama visited the Myanmar. Even this was a controversy when Hillary Clinton made a visit to the Myanmar. So, no society can be stable without due respect for its minorities. This is what the statement used by the President Obama. So, just wanted to bring in your attention to these Rohingyas in this article. So, thank you very much.